Bem-vindos ao nosso espaço, um mergulho profundo nos assuntos mais interessantes de esportes, ciências e temas gerais do momento. Aqui você vai encontrar conteúdo de qualidade, com análises empolgantes e descobertas fascinantes que vão expandir seus horizontes. Nossa missão é trazer informação relevante de forma dinâmica e descontraída. Queremos que você faça parte dessa jornada incrível de conhecimento e diversão. Se gostar do nosso conteúdo, não esqueça de deixar seu like e se inscrever no canal para não perder nenhuma novidade. Ative o sininho também. Aproveite!
If you love science, don't forget to like and subscribe. Think about your oldest memory. Maybe it's the smell of rain on hot asphalt or the specific shade of blue of a childhood toy. For decades, we believed memories were stored primarily as electrical patterns or synaptic strengths. But what if the very atoms that make up your brain, specifically the hydrogen atoms within the water surrounding your neurons, play a hidden, structural role in how those memories endure for a lifetime? This brings us to the fascinating and burgeoning field of isotopic neurobiology, and specifically, the role of heavy water. To understand this, we first need to look at water at the atomic level. Most water in your body is made of 2 standard hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. However, not all hydrogen is created equal. About 1 in every 6,400 hydrogen atoms in nature is an isotope called deuterium. Deuterium is heavy because it contains a neutron in its nucleus, which standard hydrogen lacks. When deuterium pairs with oxygen, it forms D2O, or heavy water. While chemically almost identical to normal water, heavy water is physically distinct. It is 10% denser, has a higher boiling point, and most importantly, it forms significantly stronger chemical bonds. Within the delicate architecture of your brain, these tiny mass differences create a phenomenon known as the kinetic isotope effect. When your neurons fire, they rely on the movement of ions and the constant breaking and forming of chemical bonds. Because deuterium forms stronger bonds with carbon and nitrogen than regular hydrogen does, its presence can subtly slow down biochemical reactions. Scientists are now investigating whether the brain strategically uses these heavier isotopes to anchor certain molecular structures, effectively creating an isotopic fingerprint of our long-term recall. The primary candidate for this molecular memory storage isn't just the synapse itself, but the cytoskeleton of the neuron, specifically, the microtubules. These are the structural scaffolds of your cells. Some researchers propose that the long-term stability of these microtubules is influenced by the ratio of deuterium to hydrogen. If a memory needs to last for 80 years, the molecular hardware it's written on needs to be incredibly stable. By incorporating heavier isotopes into the proteins that protect these neural pathways, the brain might be employing a form of atomic reinforcement. This isn't just a poetic idea, it is grounded in basic physics. Heavier atoms vibrate at lower frequencies, meaning they are less likely to be shaken loose by the thermal noise that constantly vibrates every cell in your body. In essence, your brain might be using the mass of isotopes to fight against the second law of thermodynamics. But there is a catch. While a tiny amount of deuterium might be necessary for structural stability, too much of it can be disruptive. Studies in various organisms have shown that high concentrations of heavy water can interfere with the circadian rhythm and slow down the processing speed of the nervous system. This suggests a delicate, isotopic homeostasis. Your body doesn't just passively soak up water, it actively manages the isotopic composition of your cerebrospinal fluid. During deep sleep, when the brain flushes out metabolic waste through the glymphatic system, it may also be recalibrating these isotopic ratios to prepare for a new day of memory encoding. This leads to a startling realization. Your memories might not just be software running on biological hardware. They might be part of the hardware itself, etched into the very mass of your atoms. If you grew up in a high-altitude region or a specific geographic location with a unique isotopic signature in the local water, those atoms became part of you. This is what scientists refer to as the isotopic passport of the mind. The specific weight of the water you drank as a child could be contributing to the persistence of your earliest recollections. The implications for modern medicine are profound. If we can map how isotopic ratios change in patients suffering from neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's, we might find that the unraveling of memory is literally a breakdown of these atomic anchors. Could deuterium-depleted diets or specific isotopic therapies one day be used to tune our cognitive longevity? We are only beginning to scratch the surface of how the subatomic world dictates our most personal, subjective experiences. As we move forward, the study of human cognition is shifting from the macro scale of brain regions to the sub-micro scale of atomic mass. The next time you take a sip of water, remember that you aren't just hydrating your cells. You are providing the raw materials for the physical library of your life. Your past isn't just a ghost in the machine. It's a physical fingerprint made of heavy atoms, holding steady against the relentless flow of time. Our consciousness is anchored in the weight of the universe itself. For more incredible facts like this, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications.